Digging up the best in archaeology from around the UK. This is the Tales from the Trowel Podcast.
So the first test pit we've come to is the furthest point from the hall where we are convening, and the first test pit is with Stephen. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Darren.
How are you doing? So this is number
19.
This is number 19. So what we're actually an idyllic place you've got here, Stephen. It's very nice. I'm going to paint a scene here, but is this? So what do we think this mount is running through?
It's a lovely little spot. It's running from the village itself to the Lady Well and the church, up further to the east of the village.
So the Lady Wells were like the Holy Wells, weren't they?
I don't know.
I think they're interchangeable names.
You never know. It might have been there before the church.
Right, interesting.
That's just a guess.
So you've got five wagtails, you've got a hare, you've got
I've got a hare.
There was a hare run across.
I've got a greenfinch behind me.
There's a greenfinch, right? So okay, so what have we got? So you've gone down your first spit here, haven't you? Your first.
Yeah, we've
depth.
gone down 10 centimetres through the topsoil. I've deturfed it, taken off the topsoil, and luckily at the spit depth of 10 centimetres, which we have to go down, I've come to a second layer of, which is it looks as though it's been dumped from fires in the nearby farm.
So like a midden sort of thing, or right? Okay.
Whether they've done it to deliberately flatten it or not, or whether they've just chucked
so
stuff out.
if that was to be a road that runs across,
that's a road. Yeah.
The site. You're slightly down from that.
Yeah, that's why we dug here. We didn't want to dig in the road because it would be too hard.
Yeah. But also on the road, there's obviously a chance of finding objects.
True. Well, if I get this one finished, you never know, I might do another one.
Digging up the best in archaeology from around the UK. This is the Tales from the Trowel Podcast.
So right, Stephen, we're now approaching what I think's been deemed as lunchtime, and you're down your first depth. So what's the process from here?
Well, I'm just cleaning it up, so that's taken 2 hours, almost exactly from the moment I came here.
Right.
So we've deturfed it, we've set it out, we've deturfed it, we've gone down the first bit of 10 centimetres, and miraculously at 10 centimetres we've come to a second layer, a different context with different material in. It's full of coal and slate and all sorts of rubbish that people have thrown from their fires.
Right.
We've also hit 2 stones, which might be significant. But now, I've gone through the top bit, it's all cleaned, the sides are cleaned, the bottom's cleaned. Now I'll record it, so I'll record all the finds that I've made, which are modern finds of pottery and glass and coal.
Which is what you'd expect in the top layer,
yes,
wouldn't you?
Perfectly exactly. You'll find that everywhere in England.
Right. Well, so really the goodies of any age are going to be further down.
The further down we go, the deeper we get, the older we get. And hopefully, if we get through this, well, in amongst the next context, in amongst the next 10 centimetres, we might find something that's, say, from Victorian times, or hopefully, and then below that, that's where the good stuff might come.
I'm just doing the side.
Right, this trench is the furthest in the village. It's probably the most picturesque in the village, on the edge of the farm. And we have 5 ladies working away. So what trench number do we have, Lynn?
20.
It's number 20. So why here? Why is the pit being put in this spot?
Why here?
Yes.
Because we have stone in the edge of the escarpment here, and where the tree is, there's some very large stones. So we positioned this far enough away from that tree, but close enough to this stone here.
So what does that suggest that it could be?
We don't know yet.
So no. There seems to be a track.
There is, and
yes,
this could turn up in this disc.
Right, so this could be the surface of...
It could.
It could.
The track was known as South Road.
Okay.
And its purpose?
It was from the church, which is halfway between here and Whitney Way.
Yeah.
And the track, according to these discoveries, went all the way up here, past where we think it went, past these trees, across the road, and right to the other end of the village, and then down into a very ancient lane known as Ravensford.
Right. So this could have been the track that predated the current roads. Or
yes,
parallel
this
with
could have
it.
been the original. But according to a medieval map, the main road through the village now was known as North Road, and this was South.
The South Road.
Yeah.
Right, fantastic.
Was this involved with the burials coming into the village? The burial road?
Well, it linked up somewhere here, we think,
Right.
because the burial road came from that direction, didn't it? From Overland and Satley, not Satley, Softly, places like
Yes.
So
that.
it's come from the south, so it's cutting directly across it.
This was the only big church in existence in medieval times. So the coffin routes all came, we think, to this area, just
Okay.
these fields here, and then down to
Right.
the church.
Right. Because there maybe would have been a point where they would rest the coffins,
Yeah,
Up
but there are
There is.
coffin stones.
coffin stones.
Yes.
And they still, can they
Where's
still be seen?
Yeah, there's one over there in the field.
Is that?
Yeah.
Right.
There's one on Daniel Bank, going up that bank towards Cockfield. There's a
Is there any
coffin
plans
stone.
of putting a trench there?
Don't-
I take it this is your property.
This is
Oh.
that
That
field.
field.
That is all right, brilliant. So what have we found so far? We've got, I say, stones.
The
There's
pole.
roots,
We have an iron artifact
an iron artifact.
Mhm.
that came from this.
Okay.
Came
Yeah.
about
Oh, wow.
there,
Within
round
the
about there,
stone.
within the stone.
Right.
So it was in this cluster of stone. It's a
Piece of glass.
It's a pole.
Some quartz.
What about that one?
Fantastic.
That's an unusual shape.
Emily's our youngest archaeologist. She's
Yes,
only 5.
She's 5.
She's 5.
She probably knows more than the rest of us.
She's actually very good.
Yeah.
She loves doing this sort of
Oh,
thing.
fantastic. That's a good
I
thing.
wonder if that's
She's actually got
ironstone
a
and
metal
it's the-
detector.
Has
the
she?
sort of edge
Oh,
of the
fantastic.
ironstone.
She
It
searches
forms
for
these sort
jewels
of
at home.
weird
Oh, bless
shapes.
her. We all do that.
But you
So
can
she's
put
more
it in.
successful than I am.
Me too.
So-
Just in
So,
case.
anyway, we're brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is that just a bit of stone?
Right, so we're down at the east end of the village, and we're in trench number
16.
16, and we're with the property owners who are doing all the work themselves. So, have you found anything as yet?
Well, we've found a homemade, was it? Homemade nail?
Oh, right.
Handmade nail.
Lots of bits of coal, pottery. Nothing much exciting, I don't think.
I think that's pretty much what you'd expect to
Yeah,
find
Yeah.
so far. Like.
Yeah.
So, this is something that interests you, is it?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've always been interested in ancient history and things. And,
Yeah.
You know, anything big or small, whatever may turn up, is always quite exciting.
Is it something you've pursued, or have you done it in the past, or?
Well, I've got a metal detector. I've just gone round the back fields,
Yeah, yeah.
things like that, but nothing big, just...
And have you found anything in the backfield?
No,
Do you know?
just tractor sprockets and barbed wire and
Well,
things like
that's
that.
pretty much what you do
Yeah,
find, really.
yeah.
So, no, it's excellent. Have you never thought about volunteering or to do any?
I have done, but I've never really had much.
You really should. I mean,
so-
I never thought I'd be able
Yeah.
to do it, but with the Auckland project, there is opportunities there,
Mhm.
and you can just dip in and dip out,
Right.
and
yeah,
it's pretty good,
sounds
and everyone's pretty friendly,
Mhm.
and it's
And
basic.
altogether archaeology.
It's
And altogether archaeology.
and altogether archaeology, of course,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
the paramount group. No, this is brilliant.
Mhm.
So, what would you expect to find? What would you like to find?
I'd like to find old coins, like really old coins.
Yeah.
Things like that. Old tools. I mean, next door, he just showed us a prehistoric. Well, Perry said it was prehistoric. Was it a
Hand axe.
hand axe?
And
Oh.
But he found this at Wynyard, not in Hamsterley.
right, which is pretty
but
good.
when you see something like that, you think, oh, it'd be exciting just to pull something up like that.
Do you know the history of the property? Have you?
Well,
You know?
not really. Not like it's ancient history.
Mm.
There was a house. The house originally was at the front garden.
Right.
there.
Because we talked this, this used to be the pub, this used to be
Yeah.
the smithy, this used to be the coal house.
This house is quite new, actually.
Right. Okay.
The older house was literally where the garden
Yeah.
is.
Right.
That's all gone now. So
It is beautiful though.
it'd be interesting.
This is a beautiful house.
It'd
Like.
be interesting to find. So in terms of Hamsterley terms, this is quite a new house, whereas Drain next door is obviously much older farmhouse.
Right.
But yeah,
So-
all interesting.
Just think there might have been old farm buildings here
Right.
once over.
So we're also joined by some of the neighbours here. Are you lads interested?
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Two young
Yeah.
children.
Do you want to have a little?
Don't
scrape?
have a Teddy will, definitely.
Have a go.
Goes 7
Do
and
what
5.
Simon's doing.
So-
and pull it
and,
towards you,
um,
like that.
They've been reading up about what's happening in the village, haven't you? So we've come to... Dad's going to cut the grass now. We're going to explore further through the village and see
You
what...
right. Have you not give up any land to them to do?
Unfortunately, most of our land is it's stone patio all the way
Right.
front and back of
Is
the
it?
house, yeah, and there's very little soft digging area now. There was a garden I've re-turfed last year, but I dug down to put a new stone wall in, and I found an awful lot of coal.
Right.
It was like a coal seam,
Really?
which I was really surprised. And that was probably within 3 or 4 feet.
Right.
But from this point, it was probably 18 or 20 foot deeper than here, because I'm just in one of the old 1800 houses down the road.
For coal in the village?
It was a seam. It was certainly a seam. Yeah.
Was any coal mine in the village historically?
Wow.
Graham said that the drift mine.
Sorry, Perry.
Graham said the guy next door says a drift mine about 3 fields that direction.
Right, okay.
That might actually explain.
Yeah, it was about,
Could be, yeah.
so it'll be, as a crow fly, 20 foot deeper than here. If I've gone down 3 or 4 feet, it'd be about 20 foot. But yeah,
most of the coal mines on that side of the A68, obviously,
Yeah.
this is not known for it, but it sort of skirts round us. Cockfield even would have lost.
Yeah.
That'd have been probably an occasional opportunist one, But they came and went so quickly.
Yeah.
Like say even Witten Park, you'd have 20 pits
Yes.
at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just came and went and then move along about 100 yards. Then another one. So, like the Stephen and Darren,
Right.
just came and
put
went.
another shaft down.
Right.
Yeah.
So what the history of the village? I mean, going back, there isn't a lot of documented evidence, is there really?
I don't believe there is. I mean,
This is what Adi, the organizer of this, is really determined to try and find out more about, starting with the church and then moving into the village. And so it's
why the
he's
village
inspirational. Yeah, he's
why the
inspirational.
village came about.
What's that?
Because you can put it down to other villages why things happened.
So
Like you say, the coal mines, the collieries obviously came in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
I tried to find out as much as I could, because I thought, if I'm doing this, it's going to be good to have some information. The two main things I could find out was in County Durham, Hamsterley was the first place to grow potatoes.
Right?
Yeah, and Michael Caine shot 2 scenes of Get Carter down at Drydale Hall.
And
So
just at the junction there as well.
So
The earliest licensed coal mines were about 1340.
Right, wow. Right.
This is a Durham.
Really?
There you go. What a surprise. Over on Cockfield Fell.
Cockfield, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cockfield, yeah, for sure.
So you can bet your bottom dollar what's going on elsewhere.
of course, yeah.
It's down there, is it?
So that's brilliant. Well, thanks, folks. I hope you find something nice. You'll soon get the work done with each two involved.
Yeah.
Digging up the best in archaeology from around the UK. This is the Tales from the Trowel Podcast.